this we're gonna talk about why I am not dating. Like, I'm not ever gonna, like, not never. I'm not gonna say never because I feel like, yeah. But why I'm not dating and how me dating led to, well, it wasn't led to, well, yeah, how me dating led to compromise. So I'm gonna start with the middle, the climax of the story. Then I'm gonna get to the beginning and then I'm gonna get to the end. So the climax of the story is I got done in so bad. I got done in the worst way. Like, I don't know if it's the worst way, but I really got done in. Like, I really got done in. Like, someone that I thought I could trust, someone that I thought was my friend, did me in. Even though me and this person never officially dated, I really consider them as a friend. Like, for real, for real. I consider this person as a friend, and I consider this person as somebody that I could trust. And, you know, and I thought they felt the same way, that they saw me as somebody, as a friend, and thought that I was somebody that they could trust. And so, basically, this person did me so dirty. Like, this person preyed on the fact that I was naive and stuff. And they did me in so bad. And from that doing me in, I just, in fact, I feel like I gotta go back before we get that. So, really, it really started summer before I had to go to college. But I don't really count summer of before I went to college. I don't really count it for real. I'm gonna count college. So in college, well, I'm still in college. Freshman year of my college year, more people are starting to get interested in me. So people are trying to talk to me and stuff. So, mind you, guys, I knew, like, I just knew God didn't want me to date. I just knew he didn't want me to date. He knew I shouldn't. It's like when I would give my number to people, like, I'll start feeling bad. Like, I don't hear, like, let's don't give you your number out. Or, like, I just had a feeling like I would get convicted when I would give my number out to somebody. Or I would text somebody on the phone. But I say that this is probably a little bit of pride. I don't know if it is. But it was like I got off on talking to somebody, or I got off on, like, somebody wanting me. Like, I got off on that, basically. And so, terrible, guys. So I would literally just be like, oh, well, God, let me just see what it's giving. Let me just see what it's talking about. You know, let me just see what it's giving. You know, led to compromise. It would be like, don't do this, and I would do it. And then I'd be like, I'm so sorry, Jesus. But if I had just been obedient rather than, you know, being like, oh my gosh, if I had just listened the first time, I wouldn't have put myself in some of the situations I did put myself in. And so, and because of that compromise, it led me to not read my Bible as much, not to spend time with God as much, and all that, because I was worried about other things. I was worried about if this boy texted me. I was worried about if this person had texted me, if this person talked to me today, and stuff like that. And so that just led to compromise, basically. Just like it was compromise after compromise after compromise after compromise. And so we get to the climax of the story, and that's just the beginning. It's like, I know God didn't want me to talk to boys, but I still did it anyway. So I was being disobedient. And so it led to me being friends with this guy. And I don't even want to say the whole story because it is not worth it. But it just led to me being friends with this guy. And in the course of being friends, the friendship led to some stuff. I don't know. But it's not about, no, I don't know. Just the friendship led to just other things. And basically the relationship was not glorifying at all. It was not edifying. It didn't glorify God. It didn't edify myself. it was just a terrible situation, basically. And I should have got myself out earlier. And I used to feel so guilty. Like, I used to feel so guilty. Like, I would be crying at night about the situation because I felt so bad. Because, like, the guilt was in me a lot, but I kept doing it. I kept going back to the situation. Shit. I kept going back to the situation, even though I felt guilty. Because I had an emotional attachment to this person. And so, naive old Vanessa, this person really did me in, like, for real. Like, really did me in. Like, it's like when somebody gains your trust, it's like they gain my trust. And so because of that, and I'm so naive and so gullible. I hate using that word for myself because it's, I don't know, it's kind of triggering a little bit. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to use that word on myself because it's like, bro, I had to live through that. I had to live through other people calling me naive and, oh, you're so gullible. It's like, okay, thanks. I knew that already, but thanks. I didn't need you to say it. But thanks, though. And so, he preyed on that, basically. Preyed on the fact that I was naive and gullible. And preyed on the fact that I didn't know a lot about relationships. Or a lot about boundaries. And a lot about disrespect. And just, like, relationships in total. And when to walk away. And when not to do this. And when to da-da-da. So I just kept, I kept taking the disrespect because I was emotionally attached to this person. And I felt like, you're my friend. And I just felt like this person deserved grace. No matter how many times you hurt me, like, you still deserve a second chance. And yaga. That's what I was saying in my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, even though you hurt me, you still deserve grace. You know, you deserve a second chance, you know. And I never even got an apology from this person for how badly they treated me, honestly. Not how badly they did me in. So basically, I got done in, and I just need that one done in. I wouldn't really say 1.5 done in because another person really did me in, kind of did prey on the fact that I was vulnerable and I was naive, innocent, gullible. I was like all that. Like, they preyed on that, basically. And so I just couldn't do it one day. Like, it was just like the person kept hurting me on and on. It's like, no matter how much I told this person, like, what you're doing, it upsets me. Like, I would communicate, like, oh my gosh, I don't like when you do this. It makes me feel some type of way. Da-da-da. They kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it until the final straw. And I was like, bro, this is no more. So I blocked and deleted this person, like, boom. And so after that came surrendering, where I had to go to God and be like, Jesus, I'm so sorry. Like, I've just been, doing whatever I want to do, living in my lukewarmness, doing whatever I wanted to do, putting myself first, not focusing on you, just being just all about me. And during this time, I was also depressed. Like, I didn't even know I was depressed until I got back. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is depression. I lost my appetite. It's like waking up in the morning, I had no joy for life. I was just sad all the time. I felt miserable. I felt ugly. I felt so well, I didn't feel I don't know. Yeah, I would say disconnected from God. I would say that. And I just remember that one time I was in a room by myself. And I just remember it was a Sunday morning and I went to church online and I just cried. And I said, God, I'm so sorry. I don't remember what it was. I remember what happened in the prayer, and it was something that was given to me. But I just remember, like, I was crying that day. I was crying because it was just like a lot of things. Like, I was so overwhelmed with so much emotion. because I felt like, if you're my friend, how could you do this to me and be a friend and say you're my friend? Like, I don't know. And so I think that same Sunday was the same Sunday that, this person stopped talking. Well, yeah, I cut off this person for real. And after that whole situation, I was like, God, I ain't finna be dating no more. I was already knowing not to, but this time I was like, bruh, God, you told me not to date. I should have listened to you the first time when you told me not to. I should have listened to you. I should have heeded. I should have listened to you. I should not have quenched the spirit whenever I was convicted. I should have listened to the spirit when it said don't talk to this person. I should have listened when it said block this person. I should have listened when it said don't text back, don't do this. And honestly, these people, they really preyed on the fact that I was so naive. And they prayed. It's like, it really hurt me a lot. Whoa. Because I thought that I was making genuine connections with people. And I really thought that I was out here just like I was connecting with them, with this person. But it was just, they were preying on me. I was basically a target, basically. And I let this person get away with whatever. And because of that situation, I learned about compromise. Now I don't know scripture, but I'm just gonna I thought if we go to Romans, you know how in Romans, how it says, if you walk in the spirit, you won't have desires, you won't give way to the desires of the flesh. And it reminds me of that story. It's just, turn your eyes upon Jesus, look full in his wonderful face, and the things of earth will grow strangely dim in the light of his glory. And boom, that song. And I don't want to say I'm glad the experience happened. I do want to say that I'm glad that it happened, because it helped me to understand, because of that experience, it helped me to understand what boundaries are. And that when somebody disrespects your boundary the first time, you need to be gone. You need to communicate with it. I feel like you need to communicate. You know, once you tell somebody, hey, I don't like when you do this. Hey, I'm not okay when this, da, 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 and they disrespect that boundary, and they don't apologize. It's like sometimes you do stuff on it. Like, I feel like grace is given when you say with your mouth. Like, you can't receive grace if your mouth is shut. Like, if you don't say, I think the first step to grace is like repentance, basically coming and saying, I'm sorry, I apologize, I knew that I hurt you with this, da da da. I feel like then I can extend grace to you. But if the person disrespects your boundaries and doesn't apologize or doesn't give you a sincere apology, then they just don't care about you, and grace doesn't extend to them, because there's no reflection on their part on how they treated you, basically. And so because of that, I learned boundaries. I learned that the hard way. But if I never went through that experience, I would never know what boundaries are. I would never know that, you know, if somebody disrespects your boundary, you need to just cut it off that one time, that first time they did you dirty. And this person really did me in, like, y'all, this person did me in, and I just let them slide away with it because I wanted to save a friendship, because I wanted to extend grace. They did me so dirty. Like, I don't think I deserve that, for real. I really thought it was like, I don't deserve the way the person treated me. But it's like, I do forgive this person. I do. It's a lot for me emotionally, because, like, what did I do for you to do? What did I do to deserve how you treated me? Like, I thought we were friends. I thought we made emotional connections. But the whole time I was just really getting used, for real, by this person. And so That really taught me boundaries. And it just made me be like, bro, you can't, if you disrespect the boundary that I set, it's like, I'm not comfortable with you doing this. I don't like when you do this, and they disrespect that boundary. They got to get cut off. It's like automatically shut down. And it also taught me about people pleasing. The whole situation, it taught me about people pleasing and how much of a people pleaser I am. I need to stop being a people pleaser and being a God pleaser. Like, I care too much about how people perceive me. I care too much about how people see me in the light that people, it's like I care too much where it's like I will leave what I want to do. I'll forget about what I want to do just to please you, or I will just be uncomfortable about something just so I can make you happy, just so I can see you smile. But I'll just forget about myself. Like, I'll forget about whatever I want to do. I'll forget about what does God want me to do in this situation. I'll forget all about that just to please one person. And so that taught me about people pleasing. It taught me about, number 3, taught me about compromise. And how one little no to God is like, it's a tunnel. It's like a sight. It's like a domino effect. That's a perfect word. It's a domino effect. It's hard for me because I am a people pleaser. Like, I am a people pleaser. Like, if somebody were to come up to me right now and be like, oh, can I get your number? I want to say no. I want to say no so bad. Like, but then I don't know what it is about boys. They do not read the room. They don't. I don't know what it is. They can't read the room. They don't read room. And I'll be uncomfortable. And I'll be like, I start stuttering. My hands start getting clammy. I start having like, it's like, I don't know. You know how people be like, the whole place pause. Like, everything's on pause, right? In my mind, everything's on pause. And I'm like, okay, say no, say no, say no, say no, say no. And I just, then my mouth opens. I'm like, oh yeah, you can get my Instagram. And the whole time I want to be like, no. Because of that I just said, led me to go into another situation where this person, I blocked this person on my main. They found my spam. Text me off my spam. They got my number. They text me off iCloud on my number. And then they text me on a number. And so I didn't know that this person, until I logged into my other account recently. I logged into my other account. Kind of find out this person also texted me on my other account. So I blocked this person, main, spam, phone, iCloud. Then the person texts me again off a text now number. Mind you, the only communication that we had this person, it's like he was just being weird. And I was like, bro, I'm not going for it. Like, and you don't even look good to me. I'm sorry. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You don't look good to me. It's just like, it wasn't it for me. And I shouldn't have never let the person even have my Instagram to begin with. But then in the moment, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to say no. But then my mom was like, shut up. I was like, oh my gosh, Vanessa, why did you say that? I didn't mean to say that. It came out my mouth. And I was like, oh my gosh. If God's gonna bring something, it's gonna happen at his time. Like, I'm trusting God. Like, if anything's gonna happen, it's just gonna happen naturally. I don't know how, but it's gonna happen. Trust. I don't gotta go through multiple talking stages. I don't gotta date many. Like, I don't gotta do all that. When it happens, it's gonna happen. Period. I don't gotta do too much. And really earlier today, but really last night, but really today, but last night, I was watching a YouTube video, and she was talking about how she was 28 and she ain't never been in a relationship. And at the end, she was like, she was talking to a mentor, and she was like, you should write down everything that you were looking for in a man. Write it down. Attributes, like physical and like everything else. And I was like, and she was talking about how it sounded corny and stuff. I was like, same, girl. But I think I will pray about it, and I will talk to God about that. And I will. But it's not really a priority right now in my life, to be real with you. dating, talking to boys, like that's not really a priority in my life right now. It's not like top 10 things I need to do. It's not like top 10 things I see like in the next 5 years I need to. It's not. So I don't too much care about it right now. So yeah. But basically, the moral of the story is how I not dating is compromise. Led me to distance from God. Led me to do what I wanted to do, and let in that I let this person do me in, and then let me go back to falling into God's arms and saying, Jesus, I'm sorry, and going back and actually listening to Him. And then let me to, I'm never gonna date nobody again. I'm never gonna talk, no talking stage. Never is such a strong word. I don't want to say never because I feel like it's prideful a little bit. But it just made me to be like, okay, I'm not talking, no talking stage, no dating for now or whatever. Or end up for the foreseeable future. You see me? But be smart. Don't let compromise lead you for you to experience something that you didn't even have. Something that you don't even have to go through. You don't have to go through heartbreak and trauma and just adding people to your list and adding bodies, I don't know,